I hope you twisted the knife in the hound's guts on behalf of the Green Lady. I don't mean to alarm you, but Prince Naaman is back. He has the Staff of Magnus, and he's working with the Worm Cult. I can't take him on alone, not with this injury. You were a friend to the Eyes in the past. Will you help once again? I don't know what the Worm Cult wants with the Staff of Magnus, or Prince Naaman, but it sounds disastrous. Queen Iran, the Dominion, everything is in jeopardy. I have the beginnings of a plan, but I can't move fast enough with this injury. I need you to be my eyes and ears in the Worm Cult nest. We have to find some way to take the staff back and tear the alliance between the Prince and the cult apart without being found out. Think you can do that? I need to know you can get around unnoticed. Take these stones. Practice tossing them at barrels near that watchdog. Prince Naaman nearly destroyed the Valenwood with the Staff of Magnus. Now that he's with the Worm Cult, I want to be cautious. I expected as much. All right. What do you want to know? He died by your hand, but we both know that something as ordinary as death could never be good enough for the Prince. We can thank the Worm Cult for his return. When I saw him, he looked much better than a corpse has any right to. He didn't look like a zombie, and he sounded like his usual haughty self. Unfortunately for us, he seems normal. That takes powerful magic and a lot of effort. Whoever brought him back is just as much a threat as he is. I saw the Worm Cult transporting metal structures into the fortress. Perhaps they chose this as the site of another shackle? I struggle to see why they want to pull Cold Harbor into Mundus. But then again, I'm not a grub-worshipping cultist. The shackles help pull one plane of existence into another. But with Prince Naaman and the Staff of Magnus, I honestly don't know if this shackle will work the same way. They could be experimenting with more efficient ways to kill us all. The God of Magic made it. While it doesn't always do what mages want, it's incredibly powerful. What evil cult wouldn't want to possess it? Queen Iren loaned the staff to the Mages Guild. I was supposed to look after it. That plan didn't work. Well, not everyone can lounge about with the Stirk Fellowship. The Queen loaned the staff to the Mages Guild. It was supposed to help from afar. I don't know how the worms found us, but they slaughtered everyone and stole the staff. I tracked it here. Believe me, if I could get word to Razumdar or someone else in the Fellowship, I would. But this injury means I can't get anywhere fast. Besides, I can't abandon my post. What if they move the staff? No. I'm lucky you came along when you did. Nice placement. Now that I know you can get yourself out of a pinch without getting caught, it's time to put that new skill to use. Sneak around that worm cult nest. I'd go with you, but I'd only slow you down. Information. Anything you can get your hands on. Listen in on private conversations. Read important-looking messages. Those sorts of things. But don't get caught. If one cultist noticed you, they'll alert the rest, which would complicate everything. I watched them drill an intruder protocol. Once you get into their camp, you'll see some penitents holding bells. If those bells sound, everyone snaps to attention. Try not to let that happen, and keep an eye out for the ones carrying lanterns. They're unusually keen-eyed. I tried to get close to one and she spotted me well before she should have. It's the same with the Death Hounds. They're both trained to notice anyone who appears out of place.
You doubt the staff of Magnus's power? Ah, this should convince you.
Impressive.
Child's play. My time is better spent preparing the spells few others can wield with the staff of Magnus.
Past the corpse sting.
is beneath me. My skills are better suited to the battlefield.
Taking the Staff of Magnus from those mages wasn't hard.
Why did we resurrect Prince Naaman? Dark Adept Varese doesn't even like him.
Because no one else can control the Staff of Magnus.
That staff better be worth dealing with his entitled demands.
Over here! There are quite a lot of cultists around here. Hopefully their numbers made them lazy, and you found the information we need. So they brought the prince back from the dead to wield the Staff of Magnus. I don't like the sound of that. At least this Dark Adept Varese is as suspicious of him as I am. We might be able to use that to our advantage. Anything else? The letter from Dark Adept Varese said the staff's power would help enhance the plane meld. Maybe that's what he's working on. The prince sent for his loyalists. I don't think he trusts the worm cult. That seems to be common around this nest. Nothing will drive them apart faster. You need a disguise to enter the Citadel. After you look the part of a cultist, go through the large gates. Then you can ingratiate yourself to the Dark Adept Varese. Offer to do her a favor. Lighten her load. I'll wager they have Bone Lord armor and apprentice's clothes in this camp. Looking like a high-ranking necromancer is useful, but so is blending in with the underlings. And watch out for the dogs and lantern bearers. No disguise will fool them. I'd pick the apprentice's clothes. No need to be flashy when you're trying to remain unnoticed. Of course, many of the eyes would go for the Bone Lords on principle alone. It's really a matter of taste. If this goes according to plan, you're going to work with both of them. I know what to expect from Prince Naaman. Gaining his trust won't be easy. If you already have the Dark Adept on your side, things might go more smoothly with the prince. That's actually a good thing. The prince likes to gloat when he feels strong emotions. If he hates you with the fiery passion I think he does, he won't kill you on sight. But we can deal with that problem after you gain the Dark Adept's trust.
Step forward, underling, and ask your questions.
Why do we have all these extra uniforms?
I can tell by your expression that you have no idea where you're going. Ask your questions and get your bearings quickly. My time is too precious to waste on raw recruits. Your lack of the most basic information reflects poorly on me. You should know that the Dark Adept study is in the building to the left. Not that you can do anything with the information. You think an important personage in the Order such as Dark Adept Varese allows anyone to enter her study? You need a special key. Only those she trusts have access, like me. So, without a key, there is no danger you will annoy the Dark Adept. Rise through the ranks and work hard? This is the Order of the Black Worm, apprentice. You have to earn privilege and respect. But don't worry, there will be plenty of opportunities to show what you're capable of. Now, back to your duties.
Where are the inventory reports? Anyone? How did an apprentice like you get in here? It doesn't matter. Between the preparations for launching our shackle and dealing with Prince Naaman's every whim, I am far too busy for whatever triviality you barged in here to complain about. Oh, you're one of those ambitious worms who can never crawl high enough through the ranks. What makes you think I would entrust any of my responsibilities to one such as you? Sadly, I cannot disagree with that observation, and we desperately need more power for our shackle. Take these vitrified soul crystals to the prison in the east. Kill the prisoners to fill them, then find me outside the prison. Tell me, did you fill the vitrified soul crystals with life force from the prisoners? No? Then respectfully, why are you still bothering me? I have pressing matters to attend to. Have you been under a rock, worm? Soul suspended in magicka and frozen into a crystalline form. Life energy is the fuel for our shackles and anchors, and the vitrified souls provide an enormous amount of it. So do not drop any of them. You really did just arrive from the mainland, didn't you? We made the crystals so that even the dullest Banekin could release the magic. Just turn them toward the prisoners, and the crystals will do the rest. The mechanisms through which we pull Cold Harbor into Nirn. Have you not been paying attention? We're assembling a shackle and improving upon its efficiency. I could explain it, but my time is better spent on more productive matters. What should you know? You should know that he is powerful, and that his magic has my full support. He is a guest in this citadel and should be treated like one, but he is not an authority. Do not let him interfere with your orders. I have gone to great lengths to define my authority and the boundaries of the princes. No one will confuse them again. If there are any issues, come to me or one of my aides. We will be more than pleased to clarify who is in charge here.
I do love playing with them before we take their souls. You dare interrupt me, apprentice? This stubborn Argonian is almost ready for extraction, but I wanted to inflict a little more pain and suffering first. You look like you just heard the call of the Black Worm. Your robes have practically no blood or gore stains, and I doubt you've raised so much as a zombie chicken. She did she? So you're some sort of apprentice genius or something? And tell you what, raise a corpse or two, kill some Sturks, then come back here and impress me. But, since you did come all the way down here, what did our esteemed leader want? But we weren't done fine. If the Dark Adept sent you, kill the prisoners and take their souls. We'll just have to start over with the next batch. Dispose of the bodies and fetch more prisoners.
Stop shoring up the ruins until after the shackle is in place. Oh yes, you're the one I sent to the prisoners to fill vitrified soul crystals. Do you have what I need? Fast, reliable, and ambitious. Perhaps you are useful after all. We will demonstrate our progress at the amphitheater in the east soon. I want you to assist. You did not assemble the shackles, so your ignorance will be useful. I will see you there.
Oh good, you're done with Dark Adept Varese. Come here. Hope you're not surprised to see me. I was never good at sitting still and resting up. It took a few moments to get bored after I wrapped the last of my injuries, so I found my own way inside the Citadel. How'd it go with the Dark Adept? That's better than I hoped for. Knowing that Dark Adept Varese will at least remember you favorably gives us a lot of room to work with after the next part of the plan. You need to gain Prince Naaman's trust too. I would do it myself, but he knows me too well. His chambers are through the door to our left. Now that I'm in the Citadel, I can help with whatever task he gives you. so find me when you're done. It's not ideal, but he might not recognize you through your disguise. If he does, change the nature of the conversation. Instead of proving your trustworthiness, lean into your ruthlessness. Let him know he can use you. He won't be able to resist.
Keep sweeping. There are centuries of grime in the grout. You! I thought of this moment often. I dreamed of tracking you down and silencing the pleas for mercy as they flowed from your throat. Yet, here you are, my sister's champion, wearing the colors of the Black Worm. How times have changed. I said you were wearing their garb. I never said you were working with them. But even if you were, that would not be enough to save you from my ire. I will have my revenge. My greatest asset, you, my sister's faithful lackey, and yet you were surprisingly useful to my sister, almost doggedly so. If your morals have crumbled to the point where you joined this sorry lot, you could be useful. Possibly. I know a spy has infiltrated the fortress. Do not ask me for proof. We both know that even a well-trained simpleton can cause a lot of damage without being seen. Bring me the spy, and I will consider letting you live.
You're still alive. I wasn't sure how badly death would affect Prince Naaman's self-control. How did the meeting go? Did he give you a task to complete? It was only a matter of time before Prince Naaman caught on to us. The good thing is that he hasn't connected you to the spy. We could dress someone in my clothes and give them my amulet from Queen Irene. Pass them off as an eye of the Queen. Funny, you're a regular court jester, but we have work to do. Find someone roughly my size and guide them back to me. Tell them whatever you need to, but isolate them before you knock them out. I'll handle the rest.
I saw you talking to Prince Naaman a little while ago. Dark Adept Varese disapproves of that sort of thing. That's cryptic. You think that's a good enough reason for me to interrupt my work? No, I refuse. Find someone else to be a part of whatever you're planning.
Dark Adept Varese only gives me as much work as I can handle. It's not my fault I can handle more than most. Why? A favor? It's been a while since someone owed me anything. All right. But I get to say what it is, and you can't refuse. Don't try to wriggle out of it either. I'm gonna rise through the ranks if it's the last thing I do.
A body? Who would do this?
Well, well. Let's take a look at who you picked. She looks to be about the right size and build. Maybe a touch taller than me, but my clothes should fit her well enough. In a moment, we'll have a convincing eye of the Queen to parade before Prince Naaman. Unfortunately not, which is why I wrote a letter to Dark Adept Varese. We'll wrap the letter around my official Eye of the Queen amulet, and you can stash them in the cultist's clothes. The prince can't ignore 3 pieces of evidence. To plant the seeds of suspicion. Prince Naaman was raised in a noble court. He believes everyone is out to betray him. It's his greatest fear. He won't question that Dark Adept Varese is working with the eyes of the Queen. We'll administer a potion that will impair her speech. Talk to her when she wakes up, and as soon as the potion starts working, take her to Prince Naaman. You'll bear the brunt of his questions, but she won't be able to disagree with you. This isn't the first time I've knocked an enemy out and given them a potion. It won't be the last. I've never had to request another amulet from Queen Irene before, so that's new. Plant this with the letter while I prepare the potion. Who? The worm cultist? I had to do something to distract the cultist you chose. I'd say this was a fairly successful distraction. Don't lose sleep over his death. I made it as quick as I could.
A spy in our camp? If the rumors are true, this one will fight him.
I haven't felt this bad since we broke into the celebratory spirits. What happened? These clothes feel weird. They look weird. They're not my clothes. This really is like the last time I drank with the Death Singers. Wait. My voice. My throat, it doesn't feel right. Something's wrong with me. What's happening? Please, hurry. Is it far?
I have been returned to the mortal plane for less than a fortnight, and already my sister sends her eyes to watch my every move. Can I go nowhere without meddling scrutiny? So, this is the spy. Are you certain it isn't one of the eye's tricks? How did you manage it? Confident. I prefer my underlings with a bit of reverence to them. But you are not my underling, are you? I think I will check your work, see the truth of this matter with my own eyes. I want to interrogate this supposed spy for myself. Kindly get out of my way and let me pry the truth from her lips. I am of the same royal line as your queen. Tell me your mission here. Nothing? Silence protects no one. Search her. Glean what you can from her pockets. What did you find? Bring those here. This is outrageous! I was born for power, trained to lead my people into another age of prosperity. Yet every time I move to do that, my sister finds a way to snatch my birthright from me. If Dark Adept Varese was part of this, she will regret it. It's not what I'm going to do, it's what you are going to do. Kill the Eye of the Queen. You had no qualms about ending me. Prove to me that you can be just as ruthless toward this spy as you were toward me. Take the Eye to the room upstairs. No need to make a mess here. Bring me proof when she's dead.
Please, listen to me. I don't want to die. Let me go. I'll leave the Citadel. Leave the worm cult. No one would see me go. I get it now. Dying is a terrible thing. I won't kill anymore. I'll live a quiet life. I swear. No, please.
Did you do as I asked, or should I prepare for yet another in a long line of disappointments? I see. Well, I suppose you can be useful to me after all. Leave me. I have much to consider. If Dark Adept Varese is involved in this plot against me, I need to prepare.
You still look alive. I'm beginning to think you have more luck than I do. How was your meeting with the ever-aloof prince? Did he believe our ruse? Don't worry. We'll break any remaining goodwill between the Dark Adept and the prince. I need you to steal something from the nearby loyalists. Something small but identifiable, like a dagger. Not kill someone, no, but you're close. We'll use it to turn the Dark Adept against Naaman and his loyalists. Destroying the prince's trust will be a little harder. He's clever. He won't believe anything unless he sees it with his own eyes. I have an imprinting crystal that you could use to make a record of a short conversation. If the prince sees me, a known I, talking to Varese, that may work. Once you have a dagger, hide it near the tents upstairs and activate the crystal. Between the Dark Adept and the prince's need for control, I didn't expect this to go as well as it has. Get the dagger and record my interaction with Varese. We need that for this plan to come together. You infiltrated a worm cult nest. You earned the trust of 2 very powerful figures in that nest. Then you convinced Prince Naaman that an Eye of the Queen would let herself get captured. Even if I wasn't injured, that'd be a lot to ask of me. Right from under their noses. That's what I mean. We've already done so many things that stealing a disguise from the middle of their camp didn't even get noticed. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot left to do, but it's going well. Dark Adept Varese?
What is it?
Command the Citadel, not these worms.
What will happen to Prince Naaman after the spell works?
Eventually, the same thing that happens to anyone who is no longer useful.
But what about your agreement?
The agreement is a convenience, nothing more.
I talked as long as I dared, but that was as far as I could take that conversation without it looking suspicious. Did you capture it on the crystal? Good. I didn't want to think of a way to have that conversation again. Now, we need to hurry. Throw the crystal somewhere the prince's loyalists will find it, and get to the shackle. You need to sabotage it before the demonstration. You don't need to do anything drastic. In fact, I prefer you keep this on the subtle side. Remove a few linchpins or disrupt the spells that make the plane meld possible. Just remember to plant the dagger you took from Naaman's loyalists. You don't need to search too hard to find the perfect spot to toss the imprinting crystal. Somewhere over there will do. Then you can get to the fun work. Not many can say they've sabotaged a worm cult shackle. In the amphitheater just up those stairs. With all the evil-looking mechanisms scattered around, I'm not surprised you had to ask. One thing I can say about these worm cultists is that their world-ending devices definitely look the part. Not exactly. I know it somehow pulls one world into another, but I don't need to totally understand it to keep it from working. Destroying a mechanism as complex as a shackle is not as difficult as getting it to work in the first place. Destabilizing something that big? It really won't take more than a few minor adjustments. After that, the shackle will break itself. If she's as clever as I think she is, the demonstration serves multiple purposes. She needs to confirm that nothing's gone wrong while they build this piece of the shackle, and the cultists would appreciate a success. On top of everything, they're dealing with the prince and his loyalists. The worm cult doesn't work well with anyone, especially not demanding high elf nobles. I wouldn't be surprised if tensions were high in this nest.
No more delays. You there, start the demonstration. What just happened?
Dark Adept! I found a Loyalist dagger near the equipment!
What is the meaning of this? Your servants were ordered to stay far from our mechanisms.
You suspect my loyal subjects? They would never act without my orders.
So, you admit you were involved?
This is out of hand. Talk to me when you can be civil.
Gather in the northern cellar. Prince Naaman will pay.
We're close. Go to Prince Naaman. I'll keep an eye on the Dark Adept and meet you inside afterward.
I never trusted the prince, but this goes directly against our agreement. I will see that High Elf and all his followers dropped into the darkest pits of Cold Harbor. They will know nothing but pain for this betrayal. Ignore your fear of the Staff of Magnus and prepare for battle. Gather in the northern chamber of the cellar. We will purge the prince's loyalists from our fortress and make that traitor Naaman wish he'd stayed dead. Are you afraid? Don't be. The cowardly are better to us dead than alive, and I will not hesitate to add your life to our power. Steel yourself. Soon we rid this fortress of Naaman's presence.
Show me what it contains.
But what about your agreement?
The agreement is a convenience, nothing more.
Everywhere I go, there is always someone waiting to rip hope from my grasp. I thought Dark Adept Varese at least would hold to our agreement. But now I see such thinking was in error. Dig up those simpering worms and give them the death they so clearly long for. I'll start with the Dark Adept, but none of the black worms will be safe, not on this island. I have the power of the Staff of Magnus, and a second life's worth of rage. I know I can. If you decide to stand against me, I will not hesitate to unleash my carefully restrained fury on you as well. No one, not even the worm cult, gets to betray Prince Naaman and live. Neither of us are fools. We know the Stirk Fellowship is uprooting these necromancers. The worm cult will crumble even if I have to debase myself by working alongside others. I would even fight by your side, if you'd fight by mine. Think on it.
Dark Adept Varese is preparing an attack against Naaman and his loyalists even as we speak. How about the prince? Did he find the imprinting crystal? Perfect. If we can take the staff and use it to petrify Prince Naaman, we rid Nirn of one of the most power-hungry egotists. Dark Adept Varese is preparing an attack against Naaman and his loyalists even as we speak. How about the prince? Did he find the imprinting crystal? Perfect. If we can take the staff and use it to petrify Prince Naaman, we rid Nirn of one of the most power-hungry egotists to ever walk. The Staff of Magnus will be secure, and the worm cult will be crippled. Good way to end a mission. The shackle is already out of commission. They're not going to be able to fix it for a long time. Wait. Don't tell me you feel bad for Prince Naaman. Even if he swayed you, this is your moment to choose. Make a stand. Fight on the side of reason. And you believe him? You should know better than anyone how dangerous Prince Naaman can be. You're the one who killed him, after all. Prince Naaman's loyalists are gathering on the southern side of the cellar. We need to move, or we won't be able to catch them off guard. Are you ready? Our realm is complicated enough without these cultists trying to destroy it every few seasons. I should have guessed they were the ones who stole the Staff of Magnus. At least getting it back from them is going to be fun. We don't need to fight all of them, just the ones standing between us and Prince Naaman. I hope the majority of his force is focused on Dark Adept Varese and her cultists. The Worm Cult? They still think we're on their side. Why would they attack us? By all means, stay alert, but I doubt the cult will be a threat for now.
No time to waste, let's go! We never should have brought you back!
No, you never should have betrayed me.
Attack him! Quickly! Now! Take the staff!
I don't need the staff to defeat you. No!
Use the staff on him!
Be!
My wound reopened, but I think I'll live. As I suspected, Prince Naaman and Death do not get along. He'll have a difficult time getting out of this stony cell. What? Turning two extremely evil mages against each other? Destroying their attempt at creating an enhanced shackle? Taking the Staff of Magnus literally out of the hands of a powerful prince? And saving untold lives? Yep, we did all that. After all we accomplished together, how could you not? Besides, after you found those letters from Prince Naaman and the Dark Adept, it was clear those two didn't trust each other. We just used what was already there to drive a wedge between them. We managed to turn two very powerful and very dedicated people against each other in very short order. The eyes of the Queen are lucky to have a friend like you. I'll trade you the Staff of Magnus for the payment I owe you. There's still a lot to do on this island before things return to normal, but you helped me wrestle the Staff of Magnus away from Prince Naaman. That's good progress towards righting the wrongs of the Worm Cult. Take it back to Auradon and see what the Queen wants me to do with it. She might give it back to the Mages Guild, but she'll probably have me return it to the vaults. I'm not sure. I could head to Sunport and just send a message to the Queen, ask her what she wants me to do with Prince Naaman, or I could check in with Razum Dar and see how his mission is going. For the moment, sure, but I have a feeling she'll want to keep an eye on her brother, just in case. I'll leave him here if that's the Queen's wishes, but I bet he'd look really good in the palace gardens.